That's you, Stephen.
I'm here, present and accounted for.
Wee.
Here I am. You like the blue shirt this week, mate? Blue?
Mate,
You're going through all the colours, mate.
you're gonna solid. If
Colours
I
of the
had some
rainbow.
images, I'd chroma key you right now.
Well, you had the chance last week, wasn't I? A green screen last week.
Yeah, I know, but like you can
Yeah.
actually you could chroma key, so I could put like, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a Hawaiian
No,
theme, and they're going
no,
to turn you a Pete Placina.
No, you're not. Well, look at you. You look like it. You look like the. When it's back on you, it's now
Yeah,
on.
it's
There
on
you go.
Okay, what do I look
Very
like?
colourful. Yeah, it's like you look like the first season intro of Lost in Space. All the colours. First season intro. Boom.
It's just
Lost in Space fans will go, yeah, I know exactly what he's talking
just
about.
one of my new season favourites from Gazman.
Yeah.
We've got a Gazman
Should we
voucher.
have that in the credits? We're dressed by.
Not
some
until
of those
they're
shows,
paying for it.
Dressed by. Yeah, fair enough.
Mate,
Yeah,
if
fair enough.
Gazman want to send me
Yeah,
a voucher
some
for
shirts.
$1,000, I'll buy $1,000 worth of shirts,
Yeah.
and I'll put your logo
Yeah.
on every podcast.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Good, yeah. Would they outfit me too? Or
Well, no.
I'd have to embroider my stuff. Yeah.
But it was, so this is a new shirt. I got a voucher for Christmas, and I bought them like the next day. I just went, okay, fine, buy them.
Yeah. You know your size and that, don't you?
Yeah,
bang. Yeah.
just done. Don't have that one
Straight.
already, so I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
And then I saw a PR person today who I know really well. We get on really, really well. And the first thing he said to me, is that a new shirt? And I went, I don't think it's
Wow,
good.
they
I don't
know
think
you
it's
that
good
well.
that you...
They know
We've
your
spent-
wardrobe.
We've spent that long together. You know my wardrobe.
Boom.
So you know what? Maybe I should be mixing
So
it up.
you
more.
had that? Would you have the blazer on top
No,
of that
this
one,
one,
mate?
just this.
You just wearing that? Just no jacket.
Well, it's not hot.
I suppose
Why would
it's
we wear a
it's
jacket?
hot. Yeah. Where? So this
Why would we
wasn't.
wear a
This
jacket?
wasn't at the NRA thing.
No,
Oh, okay,
no,
something
no,
else.
no.
So today, you were talking about today.
No, I was just at a PR meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, today, this morning,
Yeah,
as we record. Anyway, wardrobe, Gazman, reach out. Also, to the good people at Sunkist.
yeah. And Diet Coke.
But remember,
yeah.
we've talked about this. It's a Asahi.
Sponsored.
It's
yeah.
Asahi, and you know what they need to do? They need to. Oh no, this one might be working okay. They need to make it so that the logo is directly opposite the sipping point.
The sipping point.
Sipping point. See, this is.
Doesn't that vary on each can?
Well, that's the problem, right?
I know. Have a look at this sipping point.
Yeah.
I'm perfect on this sipping point, although it wraps around the can, though, mate. Look. See, it says Coca-Cola.
You can tell
and
I've got
Diet
a.
underneath.
You can tell I've got a product placement. I'm holding it really low.
But see how it says got Coca-Cola and Diet? Remember it used to say Diet and then Coke underneath? And then Coca-Cola was small?
Honestly, don't.
I've noticed the difference.
Really?
I've drunk enough of them to notice the difference. But
In
you saw
taste
that,
or
see?
look?
No, just the look. See, it says Diet Coke, so that used to be bigger. So Coke, Diet and Coke be really big. Now it's got Coca-Cola big and Diet underneath in the iconic silver can. Now, was it you telling me that why, you know how Coke Zero is sort of outnumbering Diet Coke? Was it
'Cause
you that told me?
'cause that goes off.
This expires. Diet
Yeah.
Coke expires, see?
Yeah.
So you've got to get into it early. Coke Zero could be sitting around forever.
Yeah, but for stores, and I learned that from my local servo, who, you know, they're just a small business, like
Yeah.
literally, they don't sell a lot.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to throw stock out.
Yeah. Well, I'll drink it.
Like I had to take,
Yeah.
when we finished recording at the end of last year, I took like 15 cans home
Oh.
and said to Amanda,
Oh,
these are from
Diet
the
Coke.
office
Yeah.
because they go
Well,
off
then
on
you
the
give-
20th,
You didn't give it to me.
30th of December.
Yeah. So
Well,
smash
mate,
them.
you
So
could've
you
taken
said to
them.
your missus, you better smash them.
She didn't. I think we did a taste test after Christmas and went, can you notice? She went,
Yeah,
no,
I
can't
can tell
notice.
the difference. I've tasted out of date Coke. It's not horrible.
It's
but
how far out of date's it got to be for you to notice.
A little bit. Yeah, or like a month or so. Yeah, but I know whenever Jo goes shopping and she buys me the big boxes of 24 or 30 boxes, she always says, there's Coke Zero is like 80% of the pile. She only buys it on special, right? And the Diet Coke's just a small part of it.
Just a tip for everyone.
Yeah.
At 1 week at Woolworths,
Yeah, it's 40% off.
30 pack
Yeah,
and the next week it's 24 pack, and it's the opposite at Coles.
yeah.
So if
There's
the 30 pack
always
is
on special.
If the
Yeah.
30 pack is on special at Woolworths, it's not at Coles.
Yeah, we've worked that out. Don't worry.
You just use the price check Google Chrome plugin to work out which week you're in.
Okay.
A lot of TikToks I've seen recently of people blowing up that a 30 can pack of Coca-Cola, it's the Coke Zero that I've seen, is $50.
Whoa, for a 30 pack.
Yeah.
Wow, that's $1.50 or
That's
$1.25
a lot.
a pack. Again. Wow.
You really want to look for those specials.
Yeah, no, I think we normally get like 30 pack for like $24 or something usually. Something like that.
Wait for that to go up. Because if the main price goes up, the discount price is going to go up.
Yeah, I'll still drink it though.
That's what they know. Yeah, we'll talk about price rises later in the show.
I'll still drink it. Yeah.
That's exactly why the price will go up.
Yeah.
Because they know you'll keep paying for
What
it.
is something else that you would not give up even if it went up, like in price? Something that went up, let's say doubled in price. What's something that you would not give up either? Like mine would be the Diet Coke. What else would it be? Doesn't have to be food. Could be, whatever. You've got to have something. You have to have it.
My problem is I don't know the price of most things.
See,
I'm terrible.
Trev's just
I'm just terrible. I'm just terrible. Like I sometimes get a little like an Amex notification or ANZ notification on my phone, and I go, "Wow, what is that?" Like I've subscribed to something.
Yeah.
Now, because I'll subscribe to things like an AI website or something, and you got to sign up, and it'll debit me $20 a month, and I'll be like 3 months in, going, "Oh my God, that was a story I did 3 months ago." And I just tested it out. Like, unsubscribe, mate. Right, you know, I'm terrible like that. You need a
little dashboard.
That'd help.
There's, I think, I'm just trying to think where. Yeah, I've got Norton with they've got their identity advisor. Yeah, one, that's got all your info in one dashboard, so you can see when your payments are coming out, and you can say, "I don't want that anymore." There's plenty of those around. But like imagine like something like a streaming service that you really
we're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Don't over egg it. Don't get into the show too soon.
Where we talked about the okay, I understand.
It's one of the main topics of our
fair enough
super pre-production of the show.
Yeah, we took a whole 8 minutes to prepare that.
We spent probably longer talking just rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. Like now. Yeah, like this.
Should we get on with the show?
While we sip our drinks.
Fine. Let's do this.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trevor Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from techguide.com.au.
God, I hope that worked properly. Oh, the problem is if I don't let intro. It trail out, I just clip the audio because that's why people are thinking, what are you talking about, mate?
Yeah.
I've used the intro on the Roadcaster. I've got to let it trail all the way out before I switch to the camera because when I hit the camera, it clips the intro. But it just means it's another 10 minutes saved in my life after the show that I don't have to put the intro into the show.
More for saving time. More for that.
But, it could be made easier.
Yeah, I understand.
If we're honest, it could all be made easier, and that's feedback. If Road want it, they can come and get it. They want to come here and watch us do this show.
Mate, they should bring us in.
They could learn a lot about what the hell's going on.
They should bring us in and say,
no, they've got to come here and go, this is what's happening.
I know. Well, they
Real
need
world.
to be on the ground and say, look, here's how we do stuff.
Anyway, episode 669, folks. Thanks to the great people at Arlo and Netgear. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech. We're new to this. We're just learning how to podcast.
Yeah.
We'd like you to come along the journey with us. We've just started at 669 because we thought, make it sound like we've been doing this for like 14 years. It's kind of, trying to get some credibility in the podcasting game.
Fudge it a bit.
Yeah. I mean, who's checking?
Yeah.
Thing is, scroll down, folks. There are 668. In fact,
going.
Many more than that.
Yeah, more than that.
Because we have done more.
Would we be 700? Would it be 700 or more than 700? Because with those multiple shows at CES,
it's also hard to work out now because we've embedded so many other shows in the show.
Yeah,
and I forget when we did that first. Into the channel. It's now a channel, folks.
It was 2021, I think.
COVID years.
Yeah.
We've moved from being a show to a channel.
I'll tell you when it was when we were playing golf every week. We used to say, right, we're playing golf every week. And then that lasted like 6 weeks and that was it. During COVID, it was a bit easier to do that. But, yeah, remember we made a vow. We're going to get out on the course and play. And Trev bought golf clubs and it didn't really get to that point, did it? We need to revive that. Would you
we
be
do
up
need
for
to
that?
We do need to revive it. I'll be honest with you. Let's talk about it in the private feed. Private feed will be out on Friday night on the podcast feeds. It's on YouTube right now. If you're watching on YouTube, the link below has the private feed if you want to watch. Not a lot of people do. It's like a pretty exclusive club.
Come on.
If we were looking for revenue from that feed, it's not happening. Even if we charged you all, I don't think it'd pay for the Diet Cokes.
I get it for free here when I come here anyway. So
what I'm referring to.
I'm all good. It's part of my contract.
Yeah, unbelievable. You want to just sign here? Anyway, thank you to Arlo and Netgear for their support of the show, for this brand new show, brand new episode, brand new program that's been going for 14 years. And Arlo and Netgear have been with us for more than a decade, folks. So we appreciate their support. Stephen, we were away a couple of weeks ago and we talked in detail at Unpacked about the Samsung Galaxy S25, but we've had it since then.
Yep.
So I published what I call a first look because I'm going to get Scott to do a much more detailed review in the weeks ahead. But
okay.
And also for full disclosure, I didn't switch to this as my primary phone.
Yeah. I published a review and I've been using this for 2 weeks.
Because, the reason for that, for full disclosure, is I knew it was a phone that had to go back now. Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus, can I have it for 6 months?
I just took the plunge.
So I didn't use it on it. So I can't attest to its phone calls or text messaging. But those things are pretty good with all phones. So what I can attest to is all the other things like the apps and things like that.
Yes.
So where do you want to start? I mean, let's just talk design first because I think this is the best thing Samsung's done in a very,
really sharp.
very long time. We're talking about the Ultra, by the way. We both reviewed the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and that's the other reason. It's a big phone. I'm not a fan. I want desperately to review the S25.
Yes,
standard.
So the
small,
entry-level one.
Entry-level,
yep.
like $13.99. It should be a stunning phone because it has the same AI capabilities.
Yes, and I think I do like how the edges are a little bit more rounded.
It just looks like it's part of the S family.
No, true. And the sides, the S24 had curved edges.
And a slightly curved edge to the glass on the front as well.
So it's now completely flat and slightly rounded edges. It is lighter and is also narrower. Than the S24. I think we've got comparison shots of the S24 and the S25. Titanium, and it's got the Corning Gorilla Armor 2 glass as well. So I was a bit concerned that they didn't give us a case. And I'm terrified. I always have a case on my phone. I'm terrified I'm going to drop it, but I'd have dropped it, and it's actually been pretty good.
Yeah, right.
So the armor and the titanium is pretty rugged.
I neglected to mention this in my short review, but I damn well will mention it now. I think it's outrageous that the phone is not Qi 2 compatible.
Qi 2 charging, yeah.
I just think it's outrageous that it's not magnetic attached charging.
Yeah, right.
That's a standard that's been signed off by the industry. I don't understand what Samsung's doing. They'll say, yes, it is with a compatible case. That's not what I want. I put a quad lock case on mine. Yeah. Great, magnetic charging. But why have they not put it into their phones?
Yeah, that's a good
It's
question.
a very popular feature of iPhone. Well, I think they're worried they're going to look like copycats, but it's not. It's a standard.
Well,
it's a standard now.
It's like USB-C.
The fact that you can buy a HMD Skyline that has Qi 2, and you can't buy an S25.
But you're
so
right.
So that disappointed me.
Well, it's like, why didn't Apple put Wi-Fi 7 in the MacBook Pro, the latest MacBook Pro, which is right in front of me? That's it's. I think they have their reasons, but they also, and this is like the S Pen functionality is a little bit. That was one of my cons on my review. They took the Bluetooth functionality out of the S Pen.
Right.
So it is, and according, I asked Nathan about this. I said, mate, the Bluetooth. I used to like using the button on the S Pen to trigger the camera, and he goes, that feature is used it's called Air Tasks or Air whatever the feature, and he said, mate, that's used by less than 1% of customers. I went, well, mate, I'm part of that 1%.
He's part of the 1% club, folks.
So that's
doing very well.
And I had a couple of readers as well email me about that. They said, the Bluetooth, they're taking the Bluetooth away. So it's those that 1%. I think they all contacted me.
Why did they do it?
I don't know. I think it's not like it uses a lot of power. Yeah, well, it's not like it's a drain. It's like a low power thing. I don't know. Maybe because not many people use it. I don't know. It still attaches. You can still write on the screen and do everything else, but it just won't do that. But alternatively, there is gesture controls. If you want to take a selfie, you just go like this, and it'll take a photo. So problem solved. The people who emailed me about it, I said, if you've got a watch, you can even trigger it from your watch if you've got it too.
Let's be honest, if you're an Ultra fan, you probably are in the watch world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But also too, they've still maintained, they've still kept the S Pen. And I think, remember what you were saying, where the S Pen is sort of, in my review, I said the S Pen is the last remnant of the Note. Everything else has been taken away.
I think I said this is the death of the Note. This is the final death of the Note, because the Ultra essentially carried the Note design cues and styling from the Note
It hung
series
onto them,
and hung onto them, I think, to keep the audience, to make sure that they didn't lose them in any way.
Yep.
And now that they've got them, they're safe, they're happy. Now they can go, right, how about you just come on with us to this design style?
But didn't Samsung last year say the S24 Ultra was their most popular phone? So you expect the Ultra to be the most popular phone here as well.
Yeah.
People go big or go home sort of with these flagship phones. And they're already in store, by the way. Like I know a few people who've pre-ordered them, and their orders they've already got them. So it's like a week and a half before they're supposed to come out.
Yeah,
it's due out on the 14th of February.
Yep.
So Valentine's Day, but they're already. I think I heard people from 2 days ago said they've already got them.
Wow.
Yeah. So Samsung, I think if you pre-order, if they got stock, they're not going to just leave it sitting there. They're going to send it to you.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Camera-wise, and we'll get to AI last, because camera-wise, this is a incremental improvement. It's the same stunning camera from the S24 and previous with 100 times zoom and all that kind of stuff. But the ultra-wide lens is now improved to 50 megapixels. Which
up
allows
from 12.
you,
it used to be 12, now it's 50.
Which allows you some serious ultra macros as well.
Yeah.
I did a few of those macros. It's very good and very easy, but you're so close.
Yeah.
You can literally be so close in focus that you nearly always cast a shadow from the phone.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
It's
remarkable. You got to watch where your light's coming from.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is a really moving area of photography. There's a lot of people getting into macro photography.
Right.
And so I think it's smart. I think the iPhone can do it too. The iPhone's got macro functionality. So the ability to do that even better now with that ultra wide, the 50 megapixel ultra wide, I think a lot of people are going to explore that.
Yeah.
As you did.
And look,
without the shadows.
Your basic 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 zooms are all excellent.
Yeah. They're all optical, and then you go after larger than that.
I did a couple of videos I hadn't tried, and it's not a new feature of the S25, I should say. It's on the S24 as well. They call it Super Steady, I think, in the video, which I'd not tried before, and I did it in a plane landing, and I shot over my shoulder through the window behind me, which, it's very hard to control your phone. So it was bouncy, because landing a plane's bouncy.
Yep.
And, mate, it was a very good, stable video.
It out. Okay,
I
nice.
was quite impressed with that.
Yeah.
And I also did another one. I don't know if you saw this video. It was a remarkable timing as they were turning onto the runway and taxiing. There was an A380 landing. And I used Super Steady there as well. And I tried to keep the A380 in shot. As we taxied, as we took off, it was slowing down. And then I was able to look down at it. I'm super impressed with the video. And it kept it really nicely in frame. Look, I don't know that the quality of the video was stunning.
Yeah.
But its ability to give me the picture that I wanted in terms of the stabilization was fantastic.
Speaking of video, there's a couple of features to talk about that. You can shoot 8K video on this thing, so at 30 frames a second, 4K at 30 and 60, Full HD, HD, HDR as well. So pretty good quality right there. Another video feature is audio eraser. And is that new? That wasn't on last year's model. Was that new?
No, it's new.
That's new.
Yeah.
And so I went to see the ice hockey when we were in San Jose, and I did some filming, and I was chatting to Val, and we were talking away, and while I was filming, I just sort of played with the features of. I went to voices and just put them right down, so you couldn't hear us talking anymore. Then there's other, wind, crowd, all these other little variables that these streams you can actually.
And it's like an audio
down.
Mixer for your video.
You can turn it down to nothing.
And so I think this is a big one-up on Apple here, because Apple's audio editing feature is more about enhancing voice. It's more about saying which voice do you want, the one behind the camera, the one in front of the camera, or the room, right? And it works really well on iPhone. Like, it's very well done. But this is more about, we're able to separate. Samsung is separating out features
up to
of the
audio streams,
and allowing you to then go, I still want the crowd, but just not as much. I still want the background noise, but that's unbelievable.
I think they did an example of that during the presentation. Remember that nature photographer, and he did the video, and he says,
Sitting
this is the audio rate without audio erasure.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Really impressive. I thought that was. Camera, top notch, really nice, even in low light, superb. We expected that.
Yeah.
What about the processor? It's performance wise fantastic. It's got the Snapdragon, purpose built for the.
And the good news
Galaxy.
is that's across the whole range.
Yeah, and it's not just on the Ultra.
Standard
all of them have the same one.
S25.
Yeah, So that's a really good reminder.
I think the S25 is great.
Like 90% of the
everything
features,
we're talking about, except for the 100 times zoom and maybe the 50
is
megapixel
on the whole
ultra
range.
wide, is on the whole range.
Completely right. Yeah, and so
fantastic.
6.2 inch, 6.7, 6.9. So S25 Plus, and then the Ultra. We've talked about design, we've talked about camera. We've talked about performance. I'm a big fan of One UI 7. I really like the look of it, the feel of it, and how they've sort of. I think did they pitch this from Apple, where you pull down from one side to get your notifications, pull down from the other side to get your settings shortcut. Is that
it's a little bit Apple-esque.
That's a bit Apple-ish. They've also got the Now bar and the Now brief.
Well, I found that to be interesting.
Yeah. So it gives you what's running. And I like when you wake up in the morning, it says morning briefing, and you click on it, and it'll tell you the weather, all your appointments that day, how you slept. Because I'm using the Galaxy Ring. It'll say your energy score, you slept pretty good, you could do better, your energy score is like this. And it gives you, it's a really nice little start to the day where you get all that information.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's about the AI.
It's all
Let's
about
talk
the
about
AI.
AI. And
It's all about the AI.
I like how there's this nice little happy union between Galaxy AI, which is a lot of the on-device stuff, and Gemini AI, where that's pretty powerful. And how I wrote about it in my review, I said, look, this phone can see, can hear, can translate, summarize. There's all these sensors it's got now that are in your pocket to be able to enable all these things you want to do.
Yeah. The concept is first class, and I'm super impressed, and I don't think for a second that it hasn't or won't deliver. But for me, the experience wasn't exactly as we saw in the demos. So we stood in rooms and we did cool demos, and the one I was using on the TV and the one I did in videos and stuff was, set an alarm for this time and then navigate to the SAP center or whatever. Yeah. I'm trying that here, and it just won't do more than one command.
Right.
So I'm like, set an alarm and navigate to home or to Sydney or to the Harbour Bridge.
Yep.
And it just wouldn't do it. Multiple commands across multiple apps. It just wasn't doing it for me. But I did get some experience where, so for example, if you knew where to look, so in settings menu, for example, you use the voice in there, so good. I want to reset the phone. Boom, takes you straight there. Yeah. I want to change the wallpaper. Boom, takes you straight there. So good. Now, the caveat I want to leave on, and it's on my review, and I'll say it here, is there's a couple of things. We got these phones in San Jose. They're kind of golden samples, so they're not retail production units. Yep. We set them up in the USA, and the other thing is I have a workspace Google account, so it's like a paid Google account, which ridiculously means I don't get all the best Google features often when they release them. Yeah. So I'm going to say there's a chance that all my issues are actually because I'm a paid Google user.
Well, I've got an account that's not part of my Pro setup, so I was able to tap into that. Yeah. So I use my other one.
So can you do multiple commands on yours?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did a couple.
Give it a go right now. Ask it to set an alarm and navigate to Macquarie Centre.
So using Gemini.
Press and hold the button. Ask it two things.
Set an alarm for 7 a.m. tomorrow and give me directions. Oh, hang on.
Okay, yeah, so you got to be quick.
Alarm for 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I was too quick. It was too quick.
You paused too much.
Okay. I'll try again. Set an alarm for 7 a.m. and give me directions to Thornlea from Pagewood. There you
What's
go.
it giving you?
Unfortunately, I can't set alarms with Google Maps yet.
What?
But I can help you find directions from Pagewood to Thornlea. Here are a few options.
The voice is very good.
To Thornlea. Drive. The drive time is about 30 to 40
See,
minutes.
basically, there's something there that hasn't been enabled yet. So the text, it's essentially giving you that ChatGPT style Gemini. Yeah. It's giving you the line command. It doesn't have the app integration. Like it's not enabled yet or something.
Is that because we've got the pre-release samples here?
I don't know.
Like that's used with my normal Google account, so it's not that then, is it?
Yeah, well, obviously not, right?
I thought I did that already.
So my point is, I've got no doubt that'll come. It might be the next version of One UI. It might be a beta update. I don't know, but it was just something that I talked about in all my videos, and I couldn't experience at home, and that to me was an important thing to talk about. And I'm sure they'll fix it in due course. But I also don't know that it's a selling point. I think it's great. Yeah. But I don't think it's the number one reason people are buying this phone. Yeah. So it's not a deal breaker on day one.
Like Circle to Search now can recognise, and look, people with iPhones are going to be screaming at us thinking, no, our iPhone could do that already. Can recognise phone numbers, addresses, URLs, so that you can then act on it. when it sees it.
Yeah.
So it recognises it's a phone number, it's an email address, whatever. So that's part of it too.
Are you doing that in AI Select or Circle to Search?
Just the
on the sidebar?
Yeah, from here. Or
The one on the sidebar?
Yeah, the circle, the sweeping in.
Yeah, that's
from here.
AI Select.
Yeah, no, but Circle to Search, whatever it sees, it's recognising as well.
I know, but again, this is the problem with Galaxy AI and Gemini AI. They're two separate things.
They're stepping
Circle
on each
to
other.
Search is push and hold the home button at the bottom and circle something on the screen. AI Select is pretty much do the same thing, but it uses Galaxy AI to analyze the text and go, it's an appointment, making a calendar note out of it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I tell you a couple of times with, how I can record phone calls?
Yeah.
A couple of times, and it only ever worked when I'm talking to my mum on the phone. I don't know why, but it would say, this call's being recorded without me asking for it.
Like you accidentally hit it with your ear or something.
Maybe.
I've had that on the iPhone where I've accidentally hit it. Yeah.
And it announced, this call's being recorded.
Yeah.
I went, oh. But anyway, my mum never said anything.
She's like,
she's thinking,
Stephen,
if that's what you need to do.
Funny, Stephen.
If that's what you need to do, then good luck to you. The generative AI, the portrait studio, not too bad. You can look on my review. I'm actually wearing my specs in that one, and not a bad likeness.
I just had this weird thing where when I was at the event, it did a sketch drawing of me, and it looked like me, and I'm like, what are we trying to create?
Mine didn't look like
because I did one with Harry, and I could tell that it was Harry, but why do I have this? What is the
If you look
what
at
is it that I'm doing?
If you watch my video, I did it on video, and I dead set look like Karl Stefanovic. I promise you, I'm going to find the frame now.
Oh, this will be good.
I'm going to find it, and it would dead set mate thinks I look like Karl Stefanovic. Okay, we're doing it now.
Twist it around, bro. Go full screen.
I want to see first of all the result here. I think that's right, and it does it's giving the portrait studio, and I think I went for the watercolor. Yeah, watercolor.
Woman with long fingernails on Stephen's video.
Very
Hello,
glittery.
what's going
very
on there?
glittery. Yeah. And I'll pause it when we get the result here.
Oh my God!
And right, do you agree with me?
Yeah, well, turn it around.
How do I pause it?
Where's that X?
Hit the
Just
X.
get rid of the X.
So tell me now.
No, I want to see it.
You want to see it? Well, you saw it. There you go. Does that not look like Karl Stefanovic?
That is wild.
Look at that. Like this is. I'll show our audience here. Right. That is what it thinks I look like. Right. This was done in San Jose. It thinks I look like that. It's dead set Karl Stefanovic.
So my point about that is,
this?
I don't know what it's meant to be.
What's going on?
Is it? Yeah, I'm not really understanding the point of the portrait studio, if I'm honest.
Because you know what, it's wildly different. The more you try, I said try again. There's a feature, go do another one, and it's like it's just got a really small toolbox of eyes and noses and chins, and it goes, oh, that'll do. Yeah. I don't think it's meant to be photorealistic. Obviously, not meant to be photorealistic, but and our Apple Intelligence is the same. That they didn't want people passing off, their image playground as real.
Yes.
Whereas you can go on Grok and other services and just create this photorealistic whatever you want. So yeah, I think that's just meant to be fun. That's a fun little tool.
Yeah.
You might be able to share that.
Again, not a selling point, right?
Yeah.
I think all the selling points are the design, the style, the speed, the performance, camera improvements, and there should be some good AI cherry on top. But I still don't think AI is selling the phone.
No, I think it is. I think there's a lot of people they want to get in on the ground floor. They know that this is going to get better, and that they can see themselves making use of certain features and things that can help them with their writing and their efficiency and productivity and reminders and stuff like that. I think the whole the way part of Samsung's marketing is all about the companion. It's your companion and sort of its personal AI and stuff as well. I think there'd be a few curious users maybe bringing forward their update. Maybe they're on an S23 or 22 and they're thinking, you know what, let's go. Let's update it rather than waiting another year. Let's go.
Well, the other thing to remember is you're getting 7 years of software updates here. That's something that started last year. So 22 and previous users should look long and hard at the 25, I think.
They were asked to, do you remember that Samsung was asked about the, because in the fine print, it said Galaxy AI is free, but till the end of 2025 or something. And that is there because Samsung want to protect themselves against, like, say that's Gemini, Google decides to charge people for their AI in a year or two. That is like a safeguard for them to say, well, if if the market determines that we're not going to be locked into not charging customers for that.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's free, and that clause is there not because it's definitely coming at the end of 25, but just in case other AI suppliers decide to charge people for that feature.
We're about to talk about price rises, but you asked me earlier things I couldn't get rid of even if the price doubled. I can tell you right now, I get rid of AI in a heartbeat if they double the price. It's just a hard
you mean
no
like
for me right now.
you pay for ChatGPT?
Yeah, I'm not using it that much that it's
double.
worthwhile.
Yeah, true.
Nothing is improving my life that much.
Where you're willing to pay double for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
Like,
enough.
to be honest, Superhuman, in terms of software services that I use,
Your email?
my email service is probably the one that they could double their price and I wouldn't care.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an essential tool.
For me, it's a game changer.
So
yeah.
you like to track people now. You want to see if then they've
No,
opened.
it's about efficiency of my inbox. It's about how I manage my inbox.
Okay. So when you email me, you can tell how many times I've opened it? Is that as well?
It does give me that information, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
But it's more about managing my inbox.
Superhuman.
Superhuman.
How long have you been using that for?
Probably 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just a Gmail add-on, or what is it?
It's
Or is it a separate
software
entity?
that integrates with your Gmail.
Nice.
Yeah, Gmail account, yeah.
All right.
So,
well,
look, I think people who were going to pre-order have already done that. I think
Yeah,
people
they've
who are on
probably
the
got 'em.
people who are on the fence are now thinking, okay, this is turning out all right.
Yep.
Do you think they'll sell more this year than they did last year?
I think they will. And the fact that it's slightly cheaper than last year, I think is a big deal.
I think the design sells more people.
I think so too.
I think Note users who love the design of the Note and have clung on to their 21, 22 and 23 and now going, yeah, that's nice.
Get with the times.
Like it's a sick looking device.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
is
a
really
no-brainer.
smart. The prices, it was $50 cheaper than last year?
$21.49 for the Ultra only, yeah.
Wow. Oh, you mean, so the Ultra's the only one that's cheaper?
Yeah.
Everything else the same price?
Everything else the same price,
Okay.
$13.99 and $16.99.
Yeah, wow. So that's not
How do
bad,
I
eh?
remember that and I don't remember what's next week's movie? Like,
This week's movie, by the way, is Copland.
I know what next week's is.
Great movie.
I remember
yeah.
now.
Yeah, but this week, we'll talk about this week first.
I know,
mate.
I'm just saying.
Copland, starring
tell you
Stallone,
that
Robert De Niro, good movie.
Lightning McQueen.
What does Trevor like it for you to tune in?
Tune in Friday on the
Yeah.
best movies you've never seen, or in this feed, you'll hear it on Saturday morning,
That's
folks.
the way. That's the
And
way.
if you do love hearing about movies and learning which ones you should watch, then tell other people. Share it. See, podcasts are a very hard thing to share.
Yes, recommend us. Recommend us to people.
That would be the killer app, is finding a way to recommend podcasts.
Isn't there a way you can share it and on the in your
No,
various
but
your
people
different
don't
podcasts?
do that. Like, it's not a socially acceptable thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
You got to listen to this podcast.
But like, people don't share radio stations or TV stations either. You know,
I don't know.
it's tough. Anyway, S25 Ultra, Stephen's review at techguide.com.au and mine at EFTM.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is supported proudly by Arlo, and Arlo make a range of products. They've got cameras, wired cameras, floodlight cameras, solar panels, you name it. But I want to talk about doorbells. Now, this is probably the product, the Arlo product at my house that gets the most usage. My doorbell,
Probably, yeah.
because not only can people press my doorbell, and if I'm in
They can ring your bell.
If you're in another part of the world, I can still answer my doorbell.
You are often.
And but what I like about it too, it is also a security camera. So it does monitor when people come and go, and it sort of acts like another security camera in your home. And what I love about it too, there are other doorbells on the market. You may have heard of them, but with Arlo, I love the fact that it's like receiving a phone call, a video call when the doorbell rings.
You take that call in your car.
Yeah, and audio only, of course. But you can say, no, mate, you can just leave it there, or we're not interested, thanks. But it allows you to do that, and it's really quick to some take a little while to get going, and all you see is the person leaving, going up the driveway, say, oh, bye. But no, with Arlo's doorbells, there is the video doorbell 2K. They've got the essential wired doorbell. They've also got the wireless video doorbell, which is what we've got as well. And the batteries last for quite a while. Like I'm talking like 3-4 months my battery lasts. Is yours about the same?
Mate, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I did a big weekend mowing the lawns, kind of housework, kind of backyard, all that. And I grabbed all my charged batteries and went and replaced a lot of the batteries. And I thought to myself, God, I haven't done this for ages.
Yeah.
Like, it's been months. I've had a really good run. on all the Arlo products.
And it's got 180,
including now the wired floodlight. Don't need to charge that at all.
180 degree field of view, so it sees everything. And also, if there's a person at your door, you'll see them head to toe.
You can see what
so
shoes they're wearing.
So if there's a delivery driver with your package at their feet, you'll see that.
And he's wearing Jordans. You can be like, nice Jordans, bro.
There you go. Anyway, Arlo, they've got great products, including their video doorbells. Check it out at arlo.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
All right. Well, we've teased enough about price rises and what you keep and what you get rid of. The reason we've been doing that is because Kayo's price is going up next month on the 4th of March. The price of Kayo, it's called Kayo Premium, but it used to be called something else, Kayo Standard. There used to be Kayo 1 and Kayo Standard. Now it's Kayo Basic and Kayo Premium. I don't know. They keep changing the bloody names of the things. But bottom line is, as of March the 4th, there's two plans. $25 a month, still the entry price for Kayo. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome. The entry price has been maintained. Yep. For that, you can get one stream in HD. If you want two streams, so two TVs or someone watching on a mobile phone while someone else is watching on a TV, and you want up to 4K quality, you pay $40 a month. Now, you go back last year, that went from $30 to $35. You go back the year before, it went from $27.50 to $30. So 3 years in a row, it's gone up and gone up a lot.
Right.
And, there was a time, I think 3 years ago, when there was a 3-stream plan. So you could watch, you could have 3 streams going. I mean, that was for $40 a month. I want to be able to watch this on as many friggin' screens as I can.
Yeah. So they're only limited you for 2 streams.
2 streams.
So the $25 one is one stream in HD.
In HD.
And so the 2 streams, does that include, when you can have 4 screens at once?
That is included in the one stream.
Right. So
that only works on Apple TV, to be honest.
Right, okay.
There's a few devices that you can do picture in picture. That's also okay.
Yeah, right.
But it's like one active device, let's call it.
We were saying about if you put the price up, people still get it. This is one of those things.
Foxtel has you by the short and curlies because they know full well that you love the NRL
sport.
Or the AFL or the Formula One.
Yep.
They know you love it.
Don't you love it? They just did this before the start of the footy season.
Yeah, and just days after it was announced that the NRL rights are in a about to be up for conversation. So, look, I think they're building their war chest here. I think they are taking the piss a little bit to kind of essentially take advantage of people who will just renew by default. And I think my message this week has been, look, I'm going to keep paying $40 a month.
Yeah,
I love Kayo. It's my favourite streaming service. But it made me go, right, what am I doing? I can't drop down to the 25 because I know I don't care about 4K in this sense because of money. But Jackson and I definitely often watching 2 things, or I'm at the office watching the Formula One and he's at home or something like that, right? So that's the reason I'm keeping the $40.
Is this the first time it's 4K? It's
no,
been 4K.
It moved to 4K when they went to $35 last year. It went to 4K.
So it's only gone up $5.
But only. That's a big percentage.
$5. Okay. Yeah.
$5 is a lot when you were paying 35.
More than 10%. Yeah. Okay.
So, my message is look at what you're spending, right? So I got a debit, and I mentioned this earlier on a different show, I can't remember, little notifications about your spending, right? And I got one that says Stan $36. And I went, far out, $36. And I logged in, and I got rid of sport, which is $15, and I downgraded.
Right.
Because I could still do a couple of streams, and it was just HD. I thought, you know what? Yeah. I'm going to downgrade, and I bet you my family don't notice.
Yeah.
I bet you my family don't notice.
You got to really pick your essentials here. I think you got to, especially if you want to absorb that sort of price rise, you've really got to take a good look at, like, mate, we all love sport. You would keep that. No one's going to think, that's too much, $5 rise.
Yeah.
But so that puts pressure on the other streams that you've got, the other streaming services you've got.
Yeah.
That's
what
worthy?
I think everyone's doing now is they're going, okay, I might drop down to the ad served, Netflix. I might drop, this one. I might get rid of one completely for a few months because it's an important message people don't often know is you can just cancel them and then come back 3 months later and everything's still there.
Do you reckon that's
all your suggestions, your history, it's all still there. They're not deleting that.
Yes. So would it be a case of like maybe footy fans
would cancel
it in September, start of October, and get it back in March?
100%.
So they're saving 6 months worth of payments. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I know that they're not going to change the price. I know that people are going to keep paying it because we love it. But you know, I think it's okay to drop back to HD sometimes. So if you're paying for 4K at $40 and you can get HD and you only need one stream for $25, I'm going $25 every day of the week because a 4K is awesome, but it ain't that great.
But you said it went up, so the 4K has been around for how long?
1 year.
And so it started at 35?
It was $27.50 for a multi-stream plan. Then it went to 30. Then when they announced 4K, it went to 35. And now it's gone to 40. 3 years in a row.
Wow, that's big. You think they'll leave it alone now, or that next year?
Mate, well, let's move on to what could drive it up even more, and that's the NRL rights. So the AFL rights are done and dusted till 2031.
Yep.
But the NRL rights are due in 2027, and Peter V'landys has made it very clear he wants it done by the middle of this year.
Right.
And that's why would you do that so soon? Because
negotiated and bedded
a new
down.
rights owner might need time to recruit, to invest, whatever. So you need time. So 2027 is when anything that happens this year will change. Now, the thing is, you've got to remember, we've talked about this briefly before, and we've talked about this generally for years. Years we've talked about this. But we have, this is going to sound crazy coming from me, but we have not realised how much we loved and owed Foxtel. Because we went through an era where you had Foxtel for the multi-game and you had free-to-air for the couple of games a week.
Yeah.
We are going to look back on that era. In 5 to 10 years from now, we're going to wish for the Foxtel era again. I guarantee you. Because we are possibly going to end up with a situation where the NRL is on Friday night, there's one game on Channel 9, and on Sunday afternoon, there's one game on Channel 9. Yeah. On Monday night, there's one game on Netflix. On Saturday night, there's one game on Kayo and two games on Paramount. Yeah. It's absolutely possible that you will need Stan Sport, Kayo, and Amazon subscriptions, including sport, to watch every NRL game when you used to just have one. And this will drive fan nuts. So my question to Peter V'landys is, are you prepared to upset fans to the point where they need to spend so much more themselves, individual fans, or are you looking to stay a bit, say, to status quo, but just with different brands? So a deal could be done where it's Netflix gets all the pay TV rights and Channel 7 gets the free-to-air.
Yeah.
Or, as I've said millions of times, if I'm the CEO of Channel 9, I am bankrolling an offer that says I want everything, one check, one contract, we'll take it all, and Stan Sport
that's what I'm saying.
Hosts all the pay-per-view.
So you think 9 will sort of spread its wings a bit in terms of...
They'd be mad not to.
Yeah, right. But
why wouldn't they bid for that?
And that won't... Because 9 will be the major...
Are they prepared to spend $600 million or $700 million a year?
Yeah.
No, a year.
Okay. But is it...
I don't know.
That doesn't, like, in terms of anti-siphoning laws, that doesn't do anything?
As long as the state of origin, as long as the state of origin and the NRL Grand Final are on a free-to-air primary channel, it doesn't matter who owns the rest of the rights. Okay. It's irrelevant.
And so is there a minimum number of games that have to be shown for free or not?
Nope.
So the Channel 9 could say, right, here it is, we're going to show one.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can watch the rest on
No,
Stan
but
Sport.
Channel 9 will want as many as they can on free-to-air because that's where they make their most of their money.
Yep.
So if it was a Channel 9 stand, and let's be clear, people will say you work for Channel 9. I don't work for Channel 9. I'm not an employee. I don't know anything about their strategy or plan. I'm making this up. If they ask me, I say bid the hell out of this because this is your best chance to make Stan Sport the most dominant sports platform in Australia because it'll be Stan versus Kayo, AFL versus NRL.
What's to stop Netflix coming into the picture? Because Netflix, they seem to just have buckets of money laying around.
They own the rights to Christmas Day NFL matches.
Yeah, which I watched. Yeah,
great, but it doesn't look like they're aggressively looking for multiple games.
Yeah,
Amazon own the rights to some sport. Yeah. So they're all dabbling.
So does Paramount. They're all like Paramount's got some soccer in that.
You know, Paramount is pretty much just Channel 10 in Australia. Yeah. So they're all dabbling. They're all there.
Yeah.
The question is, so if you're Peter V'landys, look, if Paramount came to me and said, we'll do it, I said, listen, come back to me in 10 years when you've worked your software out because their software is pretty crap. Let's be honest. We've all had problems with Paramount.
Yes.
People whinge about Kayo, but it's such a fringe number of people that it's clearly it's you, not them. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty clearly an issue with the user.
You got to clear your cache sometimes.
It'll be your Wi-Fi network, your device. It'll be you. Trust me. Yeah. But if you're Peter V'landys and you've genuinely got an offer on the table, let's be real here, okay? Yeah. He's definitely going to get an offer from Channel 7 and Channel 9 and probably Channel 10 because Channel 7 will want to try and muscle in, of course. Yeah. So let's just assume it's a free-to-air. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
But then from the pay TV perspective, he's going to have, a Stan Sport offer.
Yeah.
He's going to have a Foxtel offer.
Foxtel will still be in the picture, yeah.
He's going to have maybe a Netflix
stream.
and an Amazon offer.
Yeah.
And those two, I don't think will want everything. So that's where the disruption happens. They'll say, we want a Monday night game on Amazon because that's Sunday afternoon or something in the US. So
America.
that might work for us,
Maybe, yeah.
They might want global rights to one game. And that means they might do a deal with a free-to-air. So let's say they do Channel 9 and Foxtel again, but one game on Netflix a week.
Yep.
As Peter Volandis, that's a pretty acceptable deal because percentage of people that have Netflix is high.
Yeah.
But if you say Amazon
what's
Paramount,
number one? Netflix is number one. What's number two? Prime.
Well, Binge. But Amazon Prime is getting the most growth because of
Binge number two?
Binge is actually number two, yeah.
Really? I thought I saw a stat that Prime was number two.
Yeah, but I think I caution that stat with people who are actually using Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
Because most Prime users are just doing it for the shopping.
Yeah, okay.
Remember, Prime is
And
shopping.
Disney Plus is up there too. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, Disney Plus is number two, sorry.
Yeah.
Disney Plus is number two.
Okay.
But they're not going to
So-
be bidding for sports rights.
Yeah, okay.
I doubt it.
So you're right, So it could be really splintered out into a few different.
This is
could
going to be the
free-to-air,
deal.
streaming.
This is
and
going to be
pay
the
TV.
deal that certainly makes the most money for the NRL ever. But it's either going to be the most simple compressed deal, like a 9 and Stan, or it's going to be same.
Yeah.
Foxtel and 9 or something like that.
Yep.
Or it's going to be
I'd
something
I'd
radical.
imagine the NRL would make way more money if there was a bidder if Netflix
Of
was
course.
bidding. So if it's just a matter of making money, they'd be entertaining that. But if it's a matter of they want to consolidate,
Remember, the
coverage,
bids come in,
Yeah.
then they say to 9 and Fox, they say, listen, I don't want to break it to you, but you blokes are going to need to lift it by 300 million, or we are going to open up to another bidder for one game a week.
Right.
And that's when they'll go to their checkbooks and go, right,
Yeah.
well, you do 150,
Okay.
I'll do 150, and then we'll get it together,
Right.
And there will be a limit. 9 isn't that cash positive that they can just bid crazy with 9 and Stan.
Right.
But as a business plan, given that, Stan is so reliant on, rights deals for content with the US and different things, and the HBO app coming here might impact on that, or that's Binge might impact on that. So because of that, they need a future business plan for Stan. And that probably needs to include sport in a bigger way.
Absolutely, yeah.
They've got the tennis and the Olympics and the rugby. But let's be clear, rugby's not, helping
Not
them
setting the
make
world
money.
on fire. Yeah. But you know what? It's just showing that the capabilities. Of
Well,
the
that's the
platform,
thing. So again, I'm Peter Volandis, and the boss of Stan
Pete.
sitting. The boss of Stan sitting with the boss of 9, and they're saying, "Listen, we've got this covered." And I go, "Show me what you've done." He go, "Matt, I've got examples of tennis, multi-view, Olympics. We can do this. We can do 6 cameras per game. We can do some cool stuff."
Is that the other? I was going to ask. So there'd have to be some sort of novelty, wouldn't it, for the streamers to really adopt it. Like,
I think
VR or the multi-view and stuff like that.
I think Netflix and Amazon just having it as a novelty.
Yeah.
But for Stan, they would want to upsell the additional content
Change
or
the
the way
camera angle or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
like
that'd
multi-view and all that kind of stuff.
That'd be attractive, I reckon. That'd be for if you knew you could, like, for example, you could watch it. You could choose what camera you want to watch it from, behind the goalpost, halfway line, whatever.
Yeah.
And you can just hot swap that during the game. But that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want a split screen, three or four way, so I can have a main screen and then 2 other cameras. Let me pick.
Yeah.
That's
great.
So that kind of innovation
Listen into
would
the
be
ref,
good.
listen into all these other stuff.
Yeah. No commentary, just
the
ref,
tech's
whatever.
there, and I think they'd be mad not to sort of innovate in that regard. Like, coverage of sport has progressed, at a not a bad bad pace. So I reckon little innovations like that could mean the difference in decision of where it ends up.
It is going to be either really boring because it'll just be a big dollar check and the same,
yeah.
or it's going to be fascinating. Genuinely.
And this is until 2027.
It won't come into effect until 2027, but we'll hear about it middle of this year.
So there needs to be, you reckon it'll be bedded down, done and dusted, deal signed by this year?
They'll announce it probably leading up to the finals.
Right.
Or they'll announce it during Origin. They'll want to announce it at a real peak time for the game.
Yeah, of course.
And so they'll put it out. They would have put out a bid document to the big streamers already. And I'm talking old school and small scale, but when they did a bid document for the radio rights years ago, after the drama of it going across to one network instead of multiple, and they were suggesting that it should be across multiple days of the week. You might have Friday, won't have Saturdays. I was doing all the analysis to say, well, we kind of need it all, because if we don't have it all, we can't do this much or whatever. It's tough to analyze whether or not you can still make enough money if you don't have it all.
Yeah.
So it's going to be real interesting how Foxtel. And by the way, if Foxtel don't get the NRL rights,
that's so. What's that?
The Zone,
is
going to be filthy, because they're relying on this platform being successful.
Absolutely.
The AFL's huge for them. Formula One's still good for them, but they pretty much live and die by the fact that they've got the biggest sports in the land, which is also the final thing I'd say is they've got DAZN behind them. So they've got a bloke that will write the biggest check possible. So that's against everyone else.
They've changed the German company.
Against everyone else, they've got a bloody Ukrainian oligarch with a big checkbook.
Boom.
Willing to spend big bucks. So that's the biggest reason why a status quo is the most likely outcome.
Yeah, right. So
is a checkbook.
Same. Or
same,
slight tweak
but
on
a
that.
huge new deal for the NRL.
Yeah. Boom.
Personally, as much as I hate extra costs and extra streaming platforms, I just kind of like to see it disrupted.
Yeah.
Be just interesting.
And the value, so back in 2020, was it $1.7 billion deal?
No, that's what he wants to go.
That's what he wants to go.
Yeah.
Right. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
It's a lot of money.
For how many years is that?
I think they're looking at
Is that a 5-year deal?
7 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, again, that's what you negotiate.
That's a lot of bickies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Interesting times ahead, folks. God, love it. With so much money on the line. Hey, wouldn't you love to have a checkbook with $1 billion in it? I could write a check for $1 billion.
Yeah.
If I could find a checkbook.
Just don't cash it.
Have you got a checkbook anymore?
No.
I've probably got one lying around somewhere, but that doesn't work. That it's not a real account.
Mine are made of rubber, mate. They bounce.
Hey. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And if you're looking for home Wi-Fi, check out Netgear, netgear.com.au for all the latest in Wi-Fi. That's all you need, folks, because they've got great opportunities for you to get the best Wi-Fi in your home. So the Orbi 770 series, for example, this is Wi-Fi 7. Get it in a 3-pack for like $1,500. Get it in a 2-pack for just $9.99. And that is flawless Wi-Fi across your whole home with secure connectivity. And the Orbi 770 series, powering everything from work to streaming and gaming, everything you need in your home. So check out all the products in the Netgear range, and of course, find the one that's right for you. Take the little survey, and it'll tell you exactly which product is right for you based on what you need, what you have, and what you might do in the future. So a huge range of products from Netgear, and they are proud sponsors and proud supporters of Two Blokes Talking Tech here on this very podcast, because I can't say the name again.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
All right, I'll bite. Apple Invites.
Apple Invites.
I'll download it now, all right?
A new app for iPhone that helps you create custom invitations. So I'm
going to be sexist.
I'm assuming if everyone's an iPhone user, they'll get invited. If you're an Android user, you don't get invitation.
How funny would that be?
Imagine that.
I'm going to be sexist. So this is aimed at the mums, iPhone using mums.
Soccer mums, you reckon?
Well, if you look at the App Store for it, it's kids' birthday parties, it's a housewarming party.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting idea. Is it the answer to a question no one asked? I'm just not sure.
I think it's sort of one of those things, and Apple Intelligence plays a part too, because you can use Apple Intelligence to create unique invitations.
Well, let's create an event. What should the event be?
Yeah. Two blokes appearing at the EV show.
At the EV show.
Yeah.
March 7 to 9.
Yeah.
We don't know when we're going to be there, but we're thinking about going. That's all I'm saying. All right, you talk. I'm going to...
So you need to... it says here, to get started, you got to choose an image from your photo gallery or the app's gallery of backgrounds. There's sort of some templates you can use, which represent different occasions and the event themes. It also integrates with maps and the weather, so that your guests know how to get there and they know the forecast for the day. So if you've got a little kiddie party in the backyard and it's going to maybe a little bit, possibly a little bit of rain,
right,
it'll tell you to bring a brolly.
Let's go March the 7th.
Yep.
And
so you can trick it up with Apple Intelligence.
1 p.m.
Yeah.
Done. Hosted by Trevor Long.
Hosts get full control of the experience. They can view and manage the event, share invitations with a link, review RSVPs, choose the details they want to include in the preview, and guests can view and respond to an invitation using the new iPhone app or on the web without needing an iCloud Plus subscription. So Android users won't be left out.
Right. I can share an Apple Music playlist with the participants of the event.
Yep.
Cool. I could share a whole album with the event. I mean, there it is. So it comes up.
Free download.
I created this great event here with the two blokes.
Wow.
It comes up with the event and whether you're going or not going. So it was kind of like, to me, it was like setting up a Facebook event.
Yeah.
If I'm real, it was pretty much that easy. That's it. I'm done. Preparing the invitation. Yep. It's happening right now.
Oh, so who are you sending that to? So you can prepare it, then choose who you want to send it to.
I'm going to choose a guest.
Okay.
Select all contacts. 11,945 contacts. Let's not send it to everyone.
You don't be doing that.
The app needed access to my contacts.
Of course it did. Yeah.
It doesn't find you. It's pretty rubbish. Oh, here we go.
Is this your dummy phone or your real phone?
No, this is my real phone.
Is this your burner or your real one?
No, mate, this is me. I don't have a burner. What are you talking about? I can't spell your name. Finich. Steben. Remember, I used to have a contact in my phone called Steben. It was for your Chinese number.
Okay.
Remember when we were in China with Lenovo and you had a separate number? Send with a unique invitation link. It's not going to... Oh, this will be interesting because you're on an Android.
I'm on Android now, yeah.
Oh, it's an iCloud invite.
Test it out, baby.
This is fascinating.
So I got a text message from
You
Trevor.
should have got a text message.
Okay, iCloud invites.
Not responded. Show us. What does it do?
Tap iCloud invites.
Show the camera, mate.
So it's taking me to, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
The iCloud
Have you just got the option of going and not going?
Yeah, I can say verify email to reply, contact the host. So I got to put my email address in it too. So I'll enter my email address.
Oh, okay. So you can't just say going.
No.
I don't know about that.
I think if you're an iPhone user, maybe you could.
Yeah, of course.
Hang on.
Blimey.
So I've entered my email address. So I'm responding from Android, and it says sign in with Apple account. Sign in with passkey, continue with password because it knows I've got an account, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. So it's basically wanting you now to sign in.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should just be a click yes.
That's a bit of work, isn't it? If you
it's
I think that's because I'm on Android user.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be like.
I'm on Android.
It's a bit rude.
Yeah.
Let's
like
think
the green and blue bubbles.
In terms of a friction point, that is a bit of a friction point. Trying to make people have to jump through hoops to just say yes to an invitation.
And you're not going to get just people who've got iPhones.
No.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be like all kinds of people. Say it's a kid's birthday party and you want to invite every child.
Maybe the question this is answering is, how do I do events without using Facebook? Because maybe people are sick of Facebook.
Like this. Yeah.
Like I think my niece was talking about, we were at dinner in Young and my niece was talking about how she'd invited such and such to, I think, a bridal shower, was that what they call them, before a wedding?
Bridal shower, yes.
And a Bucks weekend or whatever.
Yep.
And my brother's like, I didn't get the invite. And she's like, it's on Facebook. And he's like, and he's looking through his messenger requests because he's not friends with this person.
Yeah. There's a lot of services that you can send out evites. You can send evites out.
Though?
Yeah, there is. I've if you want to send out save the dates and stuff like that, you can do it all on virtually with an evite. Yeah. And it's pretty easy to respond to because it's web based, so you just say yes, no.
I saw a great thread. I think it might have been Josh Withers, who's a long time listener, and he said, it might not have been him too, but he said, I'd love to know what apps Apple said no to before agreeing to build Apple invites. Like, because it is a pretty wild. It's out of left. It's from left field.
So do you reckon there'd be invite applications in the App Store for sure?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, what were they brainstorming?
Yeah, okay.
What should we build next as an Apple app?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What did they not do that was the one they did?
Maybe.
Because of all the things.
Yeah, I think it's all about sort of being social and sort of bringing people together.
I just don't know how it links with anything else they do.
Inclusive. They wanted all that.
I do like.
They wanted people to hold hands and sing "We Are the World."
It's growing. Yep.
What movie is that from?
I can tell you, it's from Copland.
Copland, baby.
Tune in this week.
It's Friday. Yes.
I do like the idea of creating a playlist for an event, and I can imagine
you can have a bit of fun with it.
I can imagine a mum, and I'm being sexist, I don't care, or a stay-at-home dad of a 10-month-old going, we've got to organise little Johnny's first birthday party, which little Johnny doesn't know about, doesn't care about, honestly. Just put your efforts into their 10th birthday, not their first.
Or their 21st.
Anyway, and you can imagine putting a lot of effort in. Create a shared album of all their photos as a baby.
Yeah.
Create a real cool playlist of songs.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like...
Use Apple Intelligence to trick up the invite.
It's without... I didn't see any Apple Intelligence integration at all.
Okay. Right. Okay. I must try it on my iPhone when I get home.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah. It's free, so...
Maybe I'm torn here because when the friction of that login though is really putting me off because when I did the magazine launch, I had to pay for an app that did RSVPs and all this kind of stuff, and I wonder whether just something simple like that would have been better. Yeah.
Well, we've already hit the hurdle with if you're not on if you're not in the iPhone ecosystem, there's a bit of work to do.
I would counter that hurdle with you are in the iPhone ecosystem. And the email address you used was your iCloud account.
It wasn't actually, no. My Apple ID is different to that. Yeah.
And your Apple ID doesn't have the other emails associated with it?
It might do, actually. Yeah,
it might
do, yeah.
So I'd like to see it from another address.
So could it tell, by email address it would know that I've got an account? Do I have to create an iCloud account?
Well, that's what we need to test.
Yeah. That is.
Have you got an email address that you what's your bloody Aussie broadband address that you're using for all your stupid bills because you're a lunatic? Put that in because that won't be on your iCloud, will it?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it said verify email to reply, which I've done.
No, but you don't want to do that because if you click the link again, does it take you to the same page to verify email? This is great content. This is what people tune in for. But as we said, it's our first show, so we're learning. Okay, we're just learning how to do this.
We're amateurs.
Just an amateur podcaster, just, making a full-time income podcasting.
Yeah, it's the same deal, mate. Just continue with password, sign in with Apple account, sign in with passkey, keep me signed in, requires a device with iOS 17.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So, I can continue with password here, right?
That's wild. It shouldn't be that way. It needs to be zero friction. I'm going to click the link because I see it opens Apple invites for me. That's funny. That's very funny.
A message with a verification code has been sent to your devices. So I've got it's assuming that I've got an Apple device that I can verify the code on.
Are you absolutely certain that the email address you put in?
Yeah, I signed in with my Apple ID.
Oh yeah, well that's what That's what I'm saying.
That's why.
You're not testing it as an Android user.
Well, no. Well, I put in my non-Apple ID and it gave me the same option. So
yeah, I feel like
bit of friction here.
I feel like we need someone other than Stephen to test it.
I'm not coming to your invitation. It's just too hard. I'm gonna politely decline.
I also wonder if you can post a link publicly. So let's say we wanted to tweet out.
Can you share it to social media, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. I think that was there the option on that?
Because I want it to be I want to make sure that people can't see my email address if I share it. If I'm having an event, maybe they're only thinking about private event like birthday parties and things.
Yes.
But like for the Two Blokes meetup.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I think it requires further testing.
I'll tell you what, it won't be me doing the testing.
Okay.
Because I don't see myself promoting
You're not going to send out. You're not that social to create invites, are you?
Mate, I am.
Would your wife use that?
Let's talk about that in the private feed. I am the least social person in the history of the world. Like honestly.
Yep.
That's not.
Unless you're with me, I think when I'm at the event, you got someone there.
You can just be my wingman and just do your best.
I just sort of.
I can just stand there.
Yeah.
And you can do all the talking. So I like it.
Be your wingman. I'll be your wingman anytime.
It's the wrong term, wasn't it?
I'll be your wingman anytime. Bullshit. You'll be mine. What movie is that out of?
Top Gun?
End of Top Gun.
Okay. Yeah. Really? Who says it to who? Wingman and
Tom Cruise. Val Kilmer says it to Tom Cruise. You can be my wingman anytime. And he goes, no, bullshit. You can be mine. That's a very end of.
Stephen was just quoting a movie, kids.
Very end of movie. If you're watching Top Gun, which is I think rated PG.
I don't think it's PG.
Is it M?
Must be M.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm gonna
that's the
I'm
line.
gonna watch Maverick again. That is a great
Mate,
movie.
that's a movie you've watched more than I have, I think. There's
What-
one movie.
It'll
that
take you
and
20
Cars.
years. It'll take you 20 years to catch me if I stopped watching Top Gun
Wow,
Maverick.
what is it with you and Top Gun Maverick?
Such a good movie.
Yeah, your kids like it too, eh?
Harry loves it.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
he does, mate. Of course.
Turn
he
up
does.
the sound system. Wow.
Yeah, you want to hear? Bring him over to my joint, mate. It'll just blow his mind.
All right, fine. Okay, you've got a bad sound system, me. Whatever.
I've got a home theatre, mate. That's what it's there for.
All right, see you next week.
Righto, buddy.
Goodbye.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.